Hello everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Simple Stories. I am using the gorgeous Say Cheese Classic Pooh collection. It is completely adorable. So I happen to have the 100 Aker Wood just 10-minute drive away from my house, which is really very cute, and it's a park, and they've just got these little Winnie the Pooh places all around the wood. So they've got a bridge for Pooh sticks, they've built Owl's house, they've got Winnie the Pooh's house, they've got Rabbit's house, they've also got other things as well, so it's really cute. So anyway, this is the trip that we went there exploring and took lots of photos from a couple of years ago, 3 years ago I think. I decided to make a double layout because I had quite a few photos and I've printed them at kind of 6x4 size, although they are slightly smaller than that. But before I do the double layout, I wanted to create an embellishment using one of the dies. So this is really exciting because Simple Stories are now collaborating with Sizzix and creating these very cute layered dies. So what I've done is I've grabbed my Simple Stories Colour Vibe cardstock out and I've pulled out the coordinating colours with the Say Cheese Classic Pooh collection, and I've just snipped a little bit of each colour that I want, and I'm placing the dies. I had to work out what I wanted, what colour I wanted each piece of the die in. So I worked that out and put them on the papers and then just snipped a piece around them so I had enough. And then I'm going to run them through my big shot. Now, this little one here that I'm fiddling with there, or faffing with, is the sign that says honey across the honey pot. And it has a bit that cuts out the outside edge, and then it has the word honey, which embosses. I wanted to get it right in the middle, so I taped it in place, and I did it wrong the first time. So had to retape it. This is me running all of those things through my Big Shot all in one go, and you can see that my Big Shot plates are pretty old now, and they don't always, the pressure is no longer even along the whole plate, which is why I put an extra piece of cardstock on there. Even then, some of my dies don't cut all the way round. So thankfully all of them did, apart from this one here, which had really indented, but hadn't actually completely pierced the paper. So I just had to trim that with scissors, but otherwise everything else came out really well. I say that's a bit of a problem I've had with my Big Shot for some time now. I think I might just need new plates maybe, or perhaps it's just so old that the rollers are no longer great pressure. I normally just combat it by putting pieces of cardstock in there too, but on this occasion just one edge didn't quite cut, even with a layer of cardstock. So if I'd put two in there, I probably would have done. Right, okay, so now I get to build my little honey pot. I can't tell you how adorable these are. They really are. Very cute. So there's my little honey pot coming together. I'm using wet glue, which is not something I use very often, but I'm using it so that I have a little bit of wiggle room. You know, if I place a piece in place and it's not quite in the right place, it means I can move it slightly, maneuver it a bit while the glue is still wet. Whereas if I'd used a tape or something, then I wouldn't have been able to do that. So there we go. It's my little honey pot. I need to jam jar then. Honey pot all together, and this really super amazingly cute little bee that comes with the set. So I had to use black to cut his body out, and then I've got these stripes in yellow, and then I've got his two little wings in the aqua colour. Now they're so tiny that I can't even manage to pick those up properly with my fingernails, so I had to revert to a paper piercing tool. But there we go, there are the finished items. Aren't they adorable? Super duper adorable. And I love that the Colour Vibe cardstock coordinates with the collection, so I can get matching colours really easily. Okay, so now back to the layout itself. I am using that paper that is designed to be a double layout, and I've made a double layout because I had lots of photos. So I've actually printed the photos in quite large sizes, which is not something I do that often. I normally stick with the smaller ones, but I've gone for 6x4, but I print them with borders, which means they shrink a little bit. So by the time I've trimmed them down, they end up something like 5 5 inches by 3 3/4, or 5 1/4 by 3 3/4, something like that. So they're not true 6x4, but they are on the bigger side. So I've put one inside one of those gorgeous chipboard frames. I've mounted the others onto different pattern papers. I think I used the 6x4 journaling elements paper to mount all my photos. And then you can see how I've arranged those on the page. Initially, I wanted them all in a line, a horizontal line going across the layout, but that just didn't really work because you've got the 2 vertical sections at the 2 ends of the layout. So having the 2 vertical sections and then a big horizontal line didn't really work. So I needed to bring in another vertical, which is why I have the 2 photos stacked on top of each other there. I have the photo on the left was overlapping the little Polaroid photo on the paper too much, so I decided just to cut around that Polaroid frame, and then I was able to create a cluster around that Polaroid anyway. When we have printed embellishments like this on a page, I tend to want to do something with them. They're too flat for me. I want to pop them up, raise them up. So what I did was just trim around it with a craft knife, and then I was able to tuck things underneath it, distress the edges, use foam pads, all of those things that I really like to do, which you can't do with a flat embellishment, but you can, because you can just cut around it with a craft knife like I did. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm going to do the same on the right hand side too. Over on the right, I've added my little honey pot die cut. The bee is just above the photo there as well. And then I've added my title, which is one of the foam stickers from this collection, which says, "Today is my new favourite day." Ah, very cute. They have great titles on that foam sticker sheet. They always do. I'm always amazed at the things they come up with. Okay, so just doing the same thing over on the right hand side, creating a cluster. I'm using a mixture of the journaling elements and, the journaling bits and the bits and pieces and the floral bits, of course. I'm using all of the bits to help me build these little clusters. And I don't want to go too crazy with the embellishments because there's already quite a lot going on this layout. First of all, it's a pattern paper background. There's no white card on this layout at all. Therefore, the risk is that it can look a bit too busy. But it's white enough in the background, I think. It's got the map of the 100-acre wood, which was perfect because obviously I'm walking around, me and my kiddies are walking around the 100-acre wood in the photos. So I just had to use that map print. I just loved it. And a lot of the points on that map print we have in our little 100-acre wood. Things like the North Pole and what's it called? I can't remember. The made up word, it's like a snoozle or something. It's not that, but you probably know what I mean. And the heffalump as well. That we have those little parts of the 100-acre wood in our photos as well. Not in these photos. But all around the wood is these storybook pages, and you can just about see one in the top photo there. And they have these little book pages with the Winnie the Pooh imagery and words from the books all around this park. So it's very, very cute. So I'm just continuing to add lots and lots of things to this layout. So I'm mostly focusing on smaller items now because I've got all my big items in place already. I'm just tucking things behind. I'm now using the decorative brads and the enamel dots. I always enjoy using those. They give me a different texture onto the layout. I like to have lots of different textures as much as I can anyway. A lot of things are made of paper, of course, but the stickers have a slightly different feel to the paper and the ephemera. The enamel dots have a glossy feel, as do the decorative brads. And they have some metal on them too. So it's just nice to have different things. And obviously I've got a big chipboard frame as well there too. I've layered a load of flowers behind the Winnie the Pooh on the chipboard frame too. And I've just handwritten my journaling underneath the title, and I've just finished off with a few splatters of white paint. And there you go. I have a double layout there for you. I hope that you enjoyed seeing that come together. I really enjoyed making it. It came together so easily, and I just love it. I just love everything about this collection. It's just adorable. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that layout. That was Nikki Rowland for Simple Stories using Say Cheese Classic Pooh.